In the heart of town, we find a vibrant hub that speaks volumes about the town's artistic soul, the Borrego Art Institute. The Art Center isn't just a gallery. It has become an integral part of the town's identity. It's a dynamic hub that engages the community, hosting workshops, art fairs, and events that encourage everyone, from seasoned artists to beginners, to explore their creative instincts. About 2 years ago, my first visit to Borrego Art Institute was when I participated in one of your stone carving workshops. And coming here for the first time, I was quite surprised, actually, to see this kind of cultural icon, cultural oasis, in the middle of a small town, in the middle of a desert. And I just wondered, is that a typical reaction when people first see your building and your operation here?
It is. We're very excited to have this building here because it speaks volumes as to the emphasis on the culture and the arts that's here in Borrego Springs.
Now, has that environment always existed in Borrego Springs? I mean, has this always been kind of like an artistic, bohemian kind of community?
You know, Borrego started as an agricultural community, and it was all citrus and grapes, date palms, and something else needed to happen. The desert has always been a draw for artists, you know, all across the Southwest, and so it makes sense that Borrego Springs would be have an artistic magnet to it. Also, just the proximity. You know, within an hour and a half, you can get here from San Diego. An hour brings you from anywhere in the Palm Springs area. You know, half-day drive from Vegas, 3-hour drive from Los Angeles. So there's the proximity also makes it very easy for people to come here and enjoy the arts.
In the beginning, though, before this Art Institute existed, there must have been some primary drivers. There must have been some motivating force to say, okay, we're going to establish this cultural oasis in the center of this town. I mean, who was the driving force behind Borrego Art Institute?
Art has always been an essential piece, you know, in the last 50 years, definitely, of Borrego Springs. And so the Borrego Art Institute, we just celebrated our 20th anniversary. And so if we go back 20 years, there's a number of artists that were in this area that were creating and looking for places to display their works. And then also at that time, the school district stopped the funding for their art classes. So all of a sudden there was an opportunity to step up and create the Borrego Art Institute. And so as that happened, it started as a small storefront, and it was a gallery space and a place for classes so that students could come, and then adults. And then that just continued to spiral. And then in 2015, looking for new locations, found this building that we're sitting in now to be the hub for the gallery, and then expanded out with 3 acres. That's now where the art park is. So there's botanical gardens and educational facilities out there.
So if I was a young aspiring artist and I wanted to participate or get involved with the Borrego Art Institute, what would I have to do? Is there a jury process? Is there an application process?
What's nice about the Borrego Art Institute is there's a variety of shows that people can fit into. So over the course of a year, we have approximately we have 8 main shows and then some side shows as well. So our plein air show is one of our major shows, as well as a photography show, earth elements, an abstract show. And so for each one of these shows, artists can find, if they have a niche that fits into it, they can find their place in that show. And then we also have a summer show, which is wide open. So that's where a lot of new artists are showing their work so that it can be seen for the first time. Sometimes it's the first time they've ever hung in a gallery. And so you imagine the excitement to be able to, first-time artists, you're just stepping up, entering the scene. You've created a painting or a pastel, you hang it on the wall during the summer here in Borrego Springs, and somebody actually purchases it. You know, that's really exciting. It's a great way to kick off.
As I understand it, we're actually in the middle of your biggest show right now. You've mentioned your plein air festival. This is, I think, the 19th year that you put this on?
Correct. 19 years of doing the plein air invitational here in Borrego Springs. It's to the point where this is the largest invitee list ever at 16 artists. And we've also extended the show. So it's typically a 1-month show. There's such a draw for bringing people here to Borrego Springs to be able to see this show that doing it just for the month of March seemed limiting. So we've expanded it through the month of April as well, with hopes that people from the urban areas that we were just talking about all throughout, and be able to come out to a rural community and experience art that is 100% painted right here in Borrego Springs. So each one of the artists comes, they spend 1 week painting here in Borrego Springs, and everything that is up on the walls is created during that 1 week. On one of the walls we have our quick draw. And so that's an opportunity where each of the artists, we took them to one spot. They spread out in that one spot on Wednesday morning. They started at 8:30, and at 10 o'clock they were done.
8:30 to 10 o'clock, so
an hour and a half. An hour and a half. And they each created a beautiful masterpiece that's hung on the wall and juried separate from the rest of the show.
This is your 20th anniversary year.
It is.
Tell us a little bit about that and what event that you plan or had.
Sure. Yeah, it's been a great 20 years. And so to celebrate that, we needed to do something pretty major. So we hosted a gala just a couple weeks ago, and 175 tickets sold almost instantly.
Wow.
It was a 8-piece band, fully catered, and 70 pieces in a silent auction, 4 pieces in a live auction, and so everyone was able to walk away with an incredible piece of art if they wanted to bid on it at a very reasonable price. All of the artwork was donated either by artists or by collectors, so that makes it really nice on the fundraising side of things.
Exactly.
And when we're talking to sponsors and developing sponsors, and for our participants that came that evening, they know that if they're bidding $2,000 on a piece of art, that's $2,000 that's going directly to the Borrego Art Institute.
If you ever get a chance to come out to Borrego Springs, make sure you visit Borrego Art Institute. From small and humble beginnings to a world-class facility in the middle of a small town surrounded by a major desert. Thanks so much, Wade.
My pleasure.